What's up, guys? Coach Gaglione here, and if this is your first time stopping by, I'm Coach Gaglione. This is Gaglione Strength, and this is my Stage Ready series. I've been as heavy as 340 pounds, weighed 203 this morning. Been as light as lowest weigh-in was 201 and change. I think 201 and a half, 201.7. So things are working well. I'm on my way down to the road to 198. So I want to be under 200 pounds on stage in a few weeks. So kind of long story short, if you've been following me, I've been trying to compete in my first bodybuilding show this year. First show got canceled in May. It's been canceled several times. The show that I wanted to do is also canceled. So kind of in limbo. So I'm somewhere between like 5 and 7 weeks out from show date at the time of this taping, depending on when things happen. It's going to be interesting, so it's going to be a little bit harder to plan. But that being said, less than 8 weeks out, I will not be doing the Brooklyn Grand Prix. There'll be another show, probably most likely out of state, that I will do. But the goals remains the same. I'm going to be stage ready. As I get closer to the show date, I'm going to get more specific in terms of increasing my frequency of my posing. Just like any kind of competition, you want to get more specific. So in terms of powerlifting, that means we're kind of introducing more of the competition lifts, more heavy singles in the competition squat, the competition bench press, the competition deadlift. So you're going to be utilizing your competition stance, your grip width, try to use similar bars, practicing the commands. And the same holds true for bodybuilding or any competition, any sport. I'm going to be posing a little bit more often, and I'll be doing exercises that help kind of mimic those positions I'm going to be on stage. So a lot of the same kind of principles apply no matter what you do. If you're a football player, you're going to be doing more things, that mimic the game, or actually are the game. So if you're, 8 weeks out from a fight, you're probably going to be doing more sparring and actually more direct skill work and less general work. So barbells are going to start to kind of phase out of the equation. I will probably do 1 to 2 more weeks of barbell training, and I'll start to utilize more machines, dumbbells, and bands, as you'll kind of see in some of the training. In terms of the upper body, I've been using the Duffalo bar quite a bit, the cycle, and utilizing a lot of accommodating resistance. And accommodating resistance has been super helpful in terms of bodybuilding, because what it does is it accommodates the strength curve. So especially in terms of pressing and squatting and deadlifting, as I mechanically get stronger, the weight increases. So utilizing things like bands and chains, which is something that I love, being a little bit of a West Side disciple, if you will. That's going to be, something that I'll be utilizing more and more, accommodating resistance to kind of make the exercise have a better strength profile, and that's something we're going to be talking about a lot. And I'm no hypertrophy expert by any means, but I am learning a lot, and since January of this year, really diving deep into the bodybuilding training, both from an exercise selection standpoint, from a programming standpoint. It's been fun, and I believe that I've done a great job of transitioning, and I'm looking forward to doing my first show. So utilizing some things like Duffalo bar against chains. I haven't benched too much against bands yet, but I've been using band tension a lot for things like flies and things like push-ups, but also loading the push-ups with chains. And if you put a chain on your body, also that's not necessarily accommodating resistance, just resistance. But if the chains are kind of coming onto the floor and reloading back on, then that would certainly be a form of accommodating resistance. So you can see sometimes I'll put like a chain on my neck, and we'll actually get a kind of an accommodating resistance-like effect because you are taking some weight off the ground. When you're kind of just putting the chains on your body like a vest, then that won't be the case. It's just kind of just adding weight to your body. So both are good options, just important to consider the differences and how that's going to change the strength profile of the exercise, or potentially just load it in a heavier manner. I've been doing a lot of chain exercises for the squat. And this particular day, we're going to do what's called a Thompson style squat. And so we're going to continue to add more chains onto the bar once we establish a certain bar weight. So I'm really excited. It's one of my favorite workouts. So I'm going to do a little bit more box squat because I want to kind of bring up my hips and my hamstrings a little bit more. I've been doing a ton of quad dominant squatting using ultra high heels, even a squat wedge, and combined with heeled shoes. So that's going to really work on the quads. I've been doing that with both the belt squat as well as just kind of that. So I'm going to actually go do some box squats today to kind of work my inner thighs, work my hips a little bit more. That's definitely going to be a focus. We just got a leg extension, leg curl machine, so that's going to be awesome for more isolation work, just to kind of get a little bit more definition. The last few weeks, my legs have been really coming up strong. It's like, who would have thought you squat 900 pounds and you lose 120 pounds and you have some pretty thick legs. So that's been fun. Deadlifting, on the deadlift days, I've been doing things to really carve out my hamstring, so I've been doing a lot of conventional deadlifts. I also added in some sumo deadlifts on this last week, as well as been doing a lot of Ukrainian deadlifts, which is kind of a sumo stiff-legged deadlift I've been using with the belt squat machine as well as with a T-bell, and doing more and more, adding kind of good mornings back into the equation. I've been using the Kabuki trap bar as like a cambered bar. That's my favorite way to do good mornings. So just trying to kind of build out that particular thing. In terms of my biceps, we're kind of gearing up for our first ever strict curl competition to kind of kick things off, as things are kind of starting to reopen back up in New York at the time of this taping. So I've been utilizing the strict curl a lot, both from a strength standpoint and a repetition standpoint, to kind of help bring up my biceps, because that's probably tightening up my loose skin has been a focus, as well as bringing up my arms and my delts. I think my delts have kind of come up quite a bit, so probably getting the peak on my bicep is going to be a biggest factor. So utilizing more variations of the strict curl, seated curls, both heavy and light. That's going to be a focus for the next month for sure. And I may even throw my hat in the contest. We'll see, just for fun. But I did kind of tweak my bicep doing a thick bar curl, a couple of weeks ago. So I am going to be cautious, because obviously I need to make sure my bicep is healthy so I can get the most out of my training. I will start to incorporate more work with dumbbells, the center mass bells, some more free weights, more machines. We did actually just get a pec deck as well, which I'm excited to kind of blast my pecs. As they say, bigger pecs, bigger paychecks. I think Mark Smelly Bell says that. So that's kind of the to come. We're going to start to phase out a little bit of the heavier training and start to incorporate a little bit more isolation work, a little bit more things that just aren't as risky as the diet gets more challenging. So if you guys want to support our channel, if you want to support our gym, it's been obviously a really tough couple of months. Check out the links below. Please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.